Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to my test world. You can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. A viewer requested a tutorial on how to automate the AE2 inscribers with Steve's Factory Manager. And he's a very active commenter, so I felt inclined to do so. I highly recommend you go to, what's the guy's name? VSWE, the creator of Steve's Factory Manager, to get the basics of this. You can do a lot of really complicated things with it, or you can do a lot of simple things. Basically, for every action, you need a trigger that starts it, and then we're going to need inputs and outputs. And you can see you can have multiple outputs and you can have multiple inputs. So what I've done, first of all, I laid all of my inventory cable. It's all connected so that it sees all the inventories. I've got my inventory manager down here, and I put a unique block on top of each inscriber. Because when you look at it in here, if you look at your inventories, if you hold shift, it'll show you the adjacent blocks. So this one is the one with the gold block on top of it, so I know which inscriber it is. It just makes it a lot easier when you go to set up your rules. If you're using a bunch of the same machines, it'll help you identify what machine is where. So I've already set up the rules to take items from the chest and run them through the first 4 inscribers. We've got the one for silicon, the one for the gold, the Certus, and the diamond chipsets. And how this works, the trigger you can do a lot of different things with. I just leave it on the default. I think it does it once a second, but you can change the intervals. And there's a way to make it redstone controlled. You can change a bunch of this stuff so that it goes on a tick or whatever. But I just use the default. So I'll show you the rules I've got set up, and then we'll actually make rules to make the final processors in these last 3. So what I've done here, I've got my trigger. It's turned off right now. I have one input, and it takes from the crystal chest. And the target is what side of the inventory you want to take items from or put them in. For chests, it doesn't matter, but for the inscribers, it does matter. So the input is the chest, and I actually also whitelisted the 4 items I want. So the way the rule works is the trigger happens, it'll take any diamonds, gold, Certus, and silicon from the chest. It then will output to this inscriber, which is the one with the, I just had the reactor glass on me, so I use that one. The target is north, which is the back side. And then the item is the silicon. So it'll put the silicon in the north side of that inscriber. And it does the same thing for the other ones, the corresponding ones. This one is probably the gold. I can't see because it's off the bottom of the screen, but oh, it's the Certus. But you whitelist what you want to go in which inscriber. So I've done that for each of the 4 inscribers. So if I turn this on, if we first look, there's nothing happening in any of these. If we turn this on, now you can see there's something in each of them. And it's just made an engineering circuit, and then it puts another diamond in, and it continues the process. And this happens for all 4 of these simultaneously. Notice nothing is coming out. I haven't actually turned on that rule. So this works kind of the opposite. There's one or 4 inputs for this, since we've got 4 inscribers and 1 output, which is that chest. And you can make it another chest or however many chests you want. It doesn't really matter. So for the inputs on here, you know, I select which inscriber I want. That's the one for the silicon. The target, I put west on this one, but any side you want to take it out of, west, north, south, or east will work, as long as it's not up or down, I believe. And then I whitelisted the item just to make sure that it doesn't try to take out the, what's that thing called? The press, because we want to leave the press in there all the time. So it looks in each inscriber for the specified item, whatever the logic circuit or engineering circuit or whatever, and then the output, we'll have to move this up. The output is this chest. Again, the target doesn't matter because you can insert or extract from any side of a chest. And I just blacklist on the items because we whitelisted on the inputs. So I just want it to put everything in the chest. So when I turn this on, it will start looking, and it's already emptied all of them. You see it in action right now. So they all go into this chest right here. So what we're going to want to do next is we're going to want to set up a rule to take these items and put them in these 3 inscribers. So what I would actually probably do for me is I'd make 2 separate rules. We'll make one rule to put the printed silicon and the redstone in these 3, and then we'll make another rule to put the circuits, the other ones, just so we can kind of separate it. So we're going to need 1 trigger, we're going to need 1 input, and we're going to need, probably we can do it with 1 output. Let's see. Okay, so trigger we're just going to leave alone. Input, we're going to select this chest. The target doesn't matter. That's the side of the chest. The items we want to take, we're going to whitelist. We're going to do redstone. And by the way, this works just like AE. If you right click in the box, it clears it. So we're going to whitelist redstone and silicon. And then we're actually probably going to need 2 outputs. But now we're going to do inventories, and you can select multiples, but I want to do this inscriber, this one, and where's my other one? Let's do this. We'll put a different block on it. Let's do what's that called? We'll put an oak wood block on top of it. There it is. Okay. So we're not going to select that one. We're going to select this one. So it's the 3 inscribers closest to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do items. We're going to whitelist redstone. And I think that goes in the side. So we'll activate north. And then we're going to make another output for the silicon thing. And we're going to select the same 3 inventories. That should be them. The target, we're going to do, actually up is the one we need, I think. And then we're going to whitelist the silicon, if I can spell it. It's printed silicon. So what should happen is we'll connect all of these, and it looks like we got a printed silicon and a redstone in each of these. If I take them out, they get put back in. So we'll just dump these back in here. Let's make sure all three of them work. Yep, they do. So then we're going to make another rule. And we're going to need 3 outputs this time. We'll do 1 input, 3 outputs. And the input is going to be this chest again. The items are going to be these 3. And then the outputs, we're going to do, I think that's the one for the Certus. We're going to do target, I want to say down. I don't remember which direction this one goes in. We'll try down and see what happens. And we're going to whitelist this guy. And we'll go ahead and hook this up and see what happens. Yep, there it goes. So we do the same thing for the other ones. Inventory, which one is this one? That's the gold. Target down. We'll deactivate up. We only want it to go in the bottom. Printed gold, and then we do the same thing. Let's move this up here so we don't lose it. We do the same thing for the diamond one. Again, the chest. Target doesn't matter for that one. Actually, it does. This is the output. We're going to pick that one. We're going to deactivate up, and we're going to activate the down direction, and then we're going to pick the diamond one. And then we connect them. So now we've got the printed circuits going into each one of these things. And these stack in here, so that's good. Man, this rain is killing me. So our final step is to just take these guys out and put them in another inventory. And it's the same process we did for this one. So you're going to need 3 inputs, since there are 3 of these, and then 1 output. So I'm not going to walk you through that. It's the same process we did for over here. It is important to note, if you do, I don't know why up and down is, I guess you can put those in the top too. If you mess something up and you don't select an inventory, you see that red exclamation, it'll tell you what you forgot. So I think that was this one. So that's how you do that. As a little bonus, if we take this one, let me go ahead and throw a couple of seeds in there. I did this in an episode, but we might as well do it now too. If we make another trigger input and output, on the input, hopefully I can see that inventory. I cannot. It should all be connected. I've got I should have cable connected all the way around. I don't. That's my problem. We'll connect it. Alright, so for input, we should now see this guy, the item valve. Target, it will be up. I don't think that really matters on this, but the item we're going to whitelist. A pure Certus. We're going to output to this chest, and the target of the chest doesn't matter still, and we don't need to whitelist anything. And let's see what this says. No direction is active. Whoops. Up, activate. There we go. So what that does is when these seeds are fully grown, this item valve is going to suck them up and it's going to put them in this chest. However long it takes the things to grow, I don't even know, but as an example, if we drop them in there, they get sucked up, they get put in this chest. And you can do that with the Fluix ones as well, but I think those are pretty instantaneous when you make them. So there it is. That is a fairly simple way to automate these things. These inventory cables just have to be touching each other and the inventory manager, and they have to be touching one side of the machine. It can be any side, it doesn't matter. You can camouflage these, I believe, but I'm not really sure how to do that. I haven't played with that at all, but it is possible. So we're making some circuits. So that's going to do it, guys. I hope that was helpful. If you have any other tutorial requests, shoot me a comment or a PM. I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.